Live. What's up? Instagram. We should be coming live on Facebook, and YouTube. We got our dog chilling in the background. Jeff Lerner here.
With Jacqueline Lerner.
My better half. Viral Michael joined. Cyrus, MLS coach. If you're actually a coach in the Major League Soccer, I'm right impressed. She loves when I do accents.
Yeah,
she does. She just can't get enough of the accents. Hold on, guys. Let me tee up our Facebook group. We're live in the Entre Nation Facebook group. I decided to just go live on my page too. We're live on YouTube. Viral Michael. Yeah. Oh, dude, that's Gianoulis. Gianoulis. What's up, my man? Okay, so we're live. I'm trying to get it to pull up here so we can actually take questions. We want to take questions. Okay, yeah, look at that. You guys can't see it, but we can see it.
Yeah,
she does. She just can't. We're live. I'm trying to get it to pull up here. You can hear it. Okay, so we got live questions there. We should be live on the group, but it's not popping up for some reason. I'm just going to trust. I'm going to trust the process. Okay, so we are live talking to... Sorry. I asked and then I just cut you off.
Whatever you want.
Okay, hold on. Whatever I want, I love it. I love it. It's a seminal moment. It gets to be about me. I'm just kidding. That's ironic. That's ironic because it's so always about me. I know. I knew it as soon as I said it. So yeah, I think, what I said we were going to talk about is juggling it all. How do we balance it all? That's a lot in the Entre Nation group. And usually it's related to not just business, but it's business, life, family, kids, health. And you're a huge part of that equation for me, for us. And so I'm yeah, we should talk about what does it actually take to pull off everything that we pull off. And I like to go into these conversations with some sort of direction and not just meander. So here's what I'm going to say. I was thinking about this beforehand. If we've done one thing pretty well, I think it's that we actually genuinely support each other's dreams.
Definitely.
I have some ridiculous ideas sometimes that end up becoming good ideas in hindsight because I'm given the freedom to go work really hard and go after them. And on the flip side, you pretty much, I would say, get to thrive and focus on doing the things that you want to do and that you're passionate about and the way that you want to do it, which particularly in the parenting and family realm, I would say isn't necessarily the way everybody else does it. Yeah. But I like to think I'm usually a gamer on board with whatever, right?
You are. You definitely are.
Thanks.
I mean, you majorly are.
So anyway, oh look, all these other people popped up. For some reason, it stopped scrolling. Instagram, we got a bazillion viewers here. Excited to see everyone. What is a good way to start making money? I'm going to not address that question immediately. I can tell you a good time to start making money is now, though. Hello to both of us. What's up, Harold? Well, the one place I really wanted this to be was in the Entre Nation group, and it doesn't seem to be there. Okay, now there we go. How does a person get his better half to get on board? I don't know. That might be a question for my better half because I know Harold's a member of Entre. He's talking kind of about getting into this wild and crazy digital entrepreneurship world. I don't know. You got any advice?
Yeah, this is the kind of the same answer I always have to this is I have just always felt if I didn't support what Jeff wanted to do, then he wasn't going to be completely fulfilled. And the trickle effect of that would be me not being as happy because we lived together, we raised kids together, and so I think, but I also think that part of the reason I've been able to get on board with so much of what you do and be supportive is because you always kind of have made me feel a part of things too. and kept me in the loop of things. And so it felt, when it feels like it's a team thing, even though it's not a team thing, I think that definitely helps me have like more with this, whatever you're doing.
Is it like, even though like you're not the one actually doing the work on a daily basis, I am, you feel like it really is something I'm doing for the both of us?
Yes, definitely. And I also know that if he doesn't have my support, it's not going to work. And so it would be a pointless waste of time for both of us.
That's true.
For me to fight him on it.
That's so true. That's a really good point. Maybe a good approach. And admittedly, we've been together for 10 years. Oh, by the way, did you know that?
He said, "Thank you for that. I felt that."
Yeah. Well, Harold, it's never too late, right?
For sure.
And it's definitely a process. I wouldn't say we nailed it on day one.
No. It looks like it's a complete beautiful picture now, but
she's even wearing my shirt now.
It took us many years to get it to this point.
Yeah.
A few.
Yeah. And that was
hard work.
A few years of like, we went from zero to therapy pretty fast in our marriage, right?
Yes,
maybe the best thing that happened for us is that because we had both been married before, we had both kind of failed. That's, yeah. Thanks for going right to the real word. I think we both knew that we lacked certain skills for making relationships as great as they could possibly be, or even just work.
Right.
And so we were not afraid to go right into therapy.
To be open to changing the way we did things.
And knowing we needed help.
Right.
And so, for us to say, oh, well, we figured it out within a few years. We probably compressed a lifetime into those few years because we were proactive and aggressive about therapy and like
learning,
practicing.
Learning how to make things work, learning how to support each other, learning how to be the best like spouse to each other we could be, the best parents we could be.
You know what I realize now in hindsight is like, they say how you do one thing is how you do everything. I think in a marriage, it's like how you communicate about one thing is how you communicate about everything.
Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew. We love you. We really do. We appreciate that. How you communicate. Like, I feel like all the practicing we did in therapy and taking our therapy home and applying it and all those like pretty ridiculous nights of like literally practicing how to speak to each other. Yeah. Like practicing how to say what we wanted for dinner or
speak to each other, our kids. Yeah, it was a
chore. It was years of practice and clumsiness, but I feel like that's what made it so, like, fast forward a few years when I was like, hey, I want to get out of this affiliate marketing business and this partnership that I'm in. You know what I'm talking about with MOS. And I'm like, I want to get out of this. And it was really lucrative. We were making really good money from it. And it was like, why rock the boat? And I was like, I want to get out of it because I want to just go on to something else and start this Zerly thing that I didn't even know what it was, much less like could I really convey to you. But I feel like because we had practiced effective communication about all of these little things along the way, that it made it easier to work through the big asks.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So
you do have big asks.
I do.
When Jeff decides he's going to do something,
it's usually
never half-ass, and it's never small, which is amazing. It's one of your best qualities.
Is that one of the reasons that sometimes I am kind of easy to say yes to, even on like bigger, more superficially crazy things?
Definitely, because I know that you're going to do it all the way or not do it at all.
Yeah, I will say that. That's one thing I've picked up on. And, I think one of the best gifts I've ever dealt with in my life is the fact that I'm so painfully introverted and communication is so unnatural for me that like I was never good enough at it naturally to take anything about it for granted. I had to figure it out like a skill. Mm-hmm. I had to like take it to the drawing board and be like, this is how you say hello. This is how you tell a woman you think she's pretty. This is how you fire somebody. This is like all the tense things in conversation and communication. Like none of it was easy for me. So I had to like piece it all together like a puzzle from day one. And so one thing I learned is that if you have enough enthusiasm and confidence, I mean, honestly, people will eventually just kind of say yes to almost anything. Like, right? I mean, try not to abuse it, but is that, I mean, am I deluding myself? Am I flattering myself here?
No, because I've always fed off of that with you. Like, you get so like hyped up about what you're doing that it's like, oh, there's no way this isn't going to work. There's no way this is like, he's so excited about it. He's so confident about it. No, it's definitely true.
So, okay, then let's go to like probably the most recent and maybe most ridiculous one of them all, which was like, ironically, we're basically at the 2-year anniversary of when I was like, hey, I sold Zurley and I want to wind down what we're doing with LDI and I want to reinvent the whole business as like this social media, very public, very forward-facing brand that's about teaching people how to create an awesome life. I don't know. Maybe take us back to that.
The first, oh my gosh. I remember when you went in the hills and made the very first video. Yeah. And I died.
She died. She literally, like I had to resuscitate her.
Because it was just, now it's like a normal thing. Now right. I wouldn't think anything of that. But he went up in the hills and made this video about, what was it even about?
The hills are like this area behind our house where there's just this BLM land where you can drive off-road vehicles and stuff. And I took our Can-Am up there. And yeah, I just drove around making this video about
having an awesome life.
Having an awesome life. Yeah, that was literally it.
Yeah, making money.
Yeah, and how we were, at the time, we had some money down on a lot up there. And it was like, there was something about climbing the hill, like this is up the hill, this is where we're going to, looking down on our life, and it's getting more awesome. And it was like this whole metaphor. Oh yeah, and remember I snagged my shorts? I was wearing, here, I'll model them. I know you guys all want to see them because I'm always wearing
Nobody actually does.
Lululemon gym shorts. That's my uniform. And I snagged them as I was running down the hill. I snagged them on some barbed wire. This is where she truly died. And I was like, crap. I snagged my $60 shorts, but I don't care because I can buy more $60 shorts. And I think that moment was really hard for you.
I was like, you're putting this on social media? You're putting it on the internet? And then from there, it was just like a daily thing. And I was like, well, if it's going to be this way, I just got to get used to it. And now it's just normal life.
Yeah, I look at what's happened in the last 2 years, and I'm always one of the things I always say when I go live is like really encouraging people about this idea that like over time you become what you project. Mm-hmm. Because like there's this social reinforcement of like, oh man, if I put it out there, I better live up to it or else I'm a hypocrite, right? Yeah. I don't want to look like a liar or a fool. So I don't know. One of the things I've put out there a lot is about us and about our marriage and about our relationship and about our family.
About how we're best friends. So then it's kind of like, well, gee, I guess we got to be best friends or else I'm out there lying to people, right? Yeah. Okay, we got some. I don't know why we're not coming up in the Entre Nation group on Facebook, but we're live on my page. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. Michael says, #Awesome Life Challenge. Dude, you have no idea how much that means to me if you're actually going through the Awesome Life Challenge. I'm glad you're doing so well, man. I saw your fitness blog or health blog he just started. Yeah, we were checking that out the other night. Laying in bed, looking at your blog, Michael. Hope that's not weird. People said, let's see. You know what? We're just getting all these hearts and love emojis, and you guys are so kind. I appreciate this. Let's see over here. Jeff, what have you learned from your wife? I don't want to misspell her name. Everybody misspells my name. You can never offend me with that, but
Yes.
What have you learned from your wife?
What have I learned? Oh my gosh. So when we met, it was 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, I was a pretty smart, tactical digital marketer. Like, I knew how to go online and create a funnel and, convert an offer and make money and have it show up in our bank account. And that's probably one of the reasons she felt comfortable saying, yeah, I can make a life with this guy, right? Like, he knows how to make some money online. But honestly, I didn't know crap about how to lead people, how to inspire, how to build a team.
He didn't have very much like EQ.
EQ, how to build a business. There's a reason I was like a one-man marketer.
Yeah.
Because I was good at doing it all myself because I really honestly just sucked with people. By the way, why did you like me? I was so bad with people.
I don't know. Part of the reason I honestly liked you in the first place was because you were like just enough nerdy and like awkward that it was like, I don't know, endearing.
Was it?
Yeah. You still are super nerdy.
Nerd.
I like it.
We always tell the young nerds that as you get older, being nerdy will grow into being an asset. Like they say, be nice to nerds, you'll end up working for one someday.
For sure.
Well, apparently, sometimes the nerd gets the hot girl.
Okay, you got off topic on.
Sorry, is that uncomfortable for you? But no. So in seriousness, I was really bad. I had low EQ. I was really bad with people. I would never have been the guy to be like, I'm the CEO of the organization and I'm building this mission and leading this charge. And then we started going to therapy. Sorry.
Are you getting emotional?
I always get emotional when I relive this. We started going to therapy because, like, when I moved here, all I wanted more than anything in the world, other than like being with her and being good for her, was to be good for her kids. Because at the time, they weren't my kids yet. She had 3 kids. They're now our kids. I wanted to be a good dad, and that was really kind of the initial impetus for going to therapy. Is like, I'm this new, quote, father figure, provider who's moved into the home. And she had, at the time, Brax and Jace were, 6 and 7, and Jada was 2?
Yeah. Or
maybe 7, 8, and 2. But anyways, and so I was, it was the process of several years of therapy with her. And like on day 1 or in the first month of therapy, we took this test called the Taylor-Johnson personality analysis. And what was my empathy score?
It's like court admissible. It's a very
yeah. They use it in court. It's very legit. And this is your time to brag. What was your empathy score? And what was my
97% was mine.
97% empathy. And what was mine?
I think it's sympathy.
I thought it was empathy, but
empathy.
Yeah,
yours was 3%.
I was 3. I was at 3. Together we made 100, and she was 97 of that 100.
That's actually so funny now.
And I'm proud to say that years later we retook it, and
He's like the most empathetic person I know. It's crazy.
I got a high C. I was like in the high 70s when we retook it several years later, which he said is basically like it's like a 90th percentile for a man. Men are just kind of a little more clumsy at that. And I mean, that's the influence. That what I've learned from her is that it's how to love, how to validate, how to listen. And we learned some skills from our therapist, like around responsive listening and nonviolent communication, and even like literal word substitutions that you could do. But, I mean, I used to teach a lot of kids piano skills. It didn't mean they understood music. I learned the therapy skills, but I didn't understand love and connection except from my experience with you, living with you for years. And like everything that I've done, I would say probably since therapy professionally. So that like the 2 main businesses that have really like risen my stock have been Zurley, agency that we sold for a couple $1 million, made $30 million with in 5 or 6 years. And then now Entra, like I literally couldn't have done them. I couldn't even have started them and had it be anything other than stupid without the soft skills that I learned from you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That was very sweet.
Well, it's true. Hopefully it's sweet because it's true. Man, we're getting some awesome. The thing that drives me nuts about Instagram, like on Facebook, it shows me people's names. On Instagram,
just their handle.
It's like Quiniso Officially, and I love Quiniso Officially, but I don't know Quiniso Officially's name. Anyways, so okay, over here we have. Hey guys, what's the best advice you could give about being
Don't say.
a happy, thriving couple? And don't say what you were going to say, which is get up early every morning and work out together, right?
No, that's a thing we did to help us be a happy, thriving couple, because we have a real, we try to do as many things together as we possibly can, and we try to spend as much time together as possible. And that was just another thing that we could do together. So we don't. That's not the key to our happiness. Working out together.
No, it's probably the decision.
It's just the time spent together.
Yeah, I think the goal for me is to be the biggest influence in each other's lives.
Yes, and I think also we are such communicators. We talk about every little issue or thing. Probably most people would call it over the top, but it's helped us get where we are, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, totally. I mean, we probably overtalk things. I know we overtalk things because sometimes you tell me
we
that I'm
love to tell
overtalking.
each other how we feel. So it's like any area where there's like, well, I feel this way about it, I feel that way about it, and we're like really good at disagreeing too, I think.
Well, yeah, that was a breakthrough for me, was when we learned in Steve's class that happy couples and unhappy couples statistically disagree on the same number of things, and they're like irreconcilable differences. They're never going to solve it, but it's just learning how to disagree more effectively.
So would you say that the answer to her question,
Oh, it was Jeff.
his question. Is to being a happy, thriving couple is communication or support, or is there one answer?
I would say...
I mean, really it's just being best friends.
Yeah, and if you think about how would I be with my best friend? Best friends talk. What makes somebody your best friend? It's the person you can talk to, right? Mm-hmm. So that's probably it. It's communication. What I was gonna say is it's communication. It's effective communication. So if you're communicating a lot, but it's not going well, that's actually something you can improve. You can learn new skills. But a general paradigm of how effective communication looks in a marriage is probably to say, well, how would I actually talk to my best friend?
Well, yeah, and I think also both of us are very open to learning new ways and techniques of being with each other and talking to each other. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the reasons that we're happy and we thrive.
What about...
We don't ever think we have it figured out. What are you laughing at?
No, I was laughing at what I was just thinking. I was going to say, what about behavior modification requests? You want to talk about those? I just think that's like one of the funniest things we ever learned. Is like how to ask someone to change their behavior.
Yeah, and you actually would like come and ask me to do it. Like, I have a request. Can you not? I'd like to put in a behavior modification.
Yeah, I would ask permission. I would ask if it was a good time for a BMR.
Perhaps not be so sarcastic. Like, oh, that was hard.
Yeah.
But I'll work on it for you.
But here's the thing about a BMR is you make the request. It's like a suggestion box. There's no guarantee that they're going to take your suggestion. But you've made your request. Your voice has been heard. How they receive the request is important. Gracie's just chilling. This is fun, babe. We should do this more often. Yeah, so true. Marie, I appreciate it. By the way, Marie, way to put yourself out there on your video that you put out today for your new funnel. That was awesome. You were amazing. And I mean that. It's not a platitude. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't mean it. Guys, any other questions? I mean, what are we at now? This is, I don't have a timeline. Who cares? It's good. Wait, what's this? I can't tell. Yeah, BMR. He's laughing. It's also basal metabolic rate, which is another important thing to know, How many calories do you burn in a day at total rest? Man, I don't know. You think we're good? You just save it for the next one?
Yeah, if you want to be.
Got anything else you want to talk about?
Not off the top of my head. Do you?
No, you're my best friend.
You're my best friend.
I'm glad we got to that point.
You're gonna cry.
No, I'm good. It's a lot. It's late in the day. Now, look, he knows his basal metabolic rate, 1,900 calories. Okay, so I'm going to guess you're rocking about 160 pounds of lean body mass. Maybe I'm close.
Wow.
All right, team. I think we're good. I appreciate everyone watching. And
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, we're going to have to do this again.
Without the accents.
I'll be doing accents every time. It's going to be a thing. All right, see ya.